It was very late by the time Parvana and her mother returned home from the prison. Parvana was so tired she had to learn against mother to make it up the stairs, the way father used to learn against her. She had stopped thinking of anything but the pain that seemed to be in every part of her body, from the top of her head to the bottom of her feet. Her feet burned and stung with every step. When she took off her sandals, she could see why. Her feet, unused to walking such long distances, were covered with blisters. Most of the blisters had broken, and her feet were bloody and raw. Noria and Miriam's eyes winded when they saw the mess of Parvana's feet. They grew winder still when they saw the mother's feet. They were even more torn up, the bloody, than Parvana's. Parvana realized that mother hadn't been out of house since the Taliban had taken over Kabul a year and a half before. She could have gone out, she had a burqa, and father would have gone with her many times she wanted. Many husbands were happy to make their wives stay home, but not father. Fatana, you're a writer, he often said. You must come out into the city and see what is happening. Otherwise, how will you know what to write about it? Who will read what I write? I'm allowed to publish? No. Then what is the point of writing? And what is the point of looking? Besides, it will not be for long. The Afghan people are smart and strong. They will kick this Taliban out. When that happens, when we have a decent government in Afghanistan, then I will go out again. Until then, I will stay here. It takes work to make a decent government, father said. You are a writer, you must do your work. If we had left Afghanistan when we had the chance, I could be doing my work. We are Afghans. This is our home. If we all educated people leave, who will rebuild the country? It was an argument Parvana's parents had often. When the whole family lived in one room, there was no secrets. Mother's feet were so bad from the long walk that she could barely make it into a room. Parvana had been so preoccupied with her own pain and exhaustion, she hadn't given any thought to what her mother had been going through. Noria tried to help, but mother just waved her away. She threw her burqa down on the floor. Her face was stained with tears and sweat. She collapsed onto the toshak where father had taken his nap just yesterday. Mother cried for a long, long time. Noria sponged off her part of her face that wasn't buried in the pillow. She washed her dust from the wounds of her mother's feet. Mother acted if his Noria wasn't there at all. Finally, Noria spread a light blanket over her. It was a long time before the sobs stopped and mother fell asleep. While Noria tried to look after mother, Miriam looked after Parvana, beating her tongue in consultation. She carried a basin of water over there to where Parvana was sitting. She didn't spill a drop. She wiped Parvana's face with a cloth. She wasn't quite able to wring out. Drips from the cloth ran down Parvana's neck. The water felt good. They soaked her feet in the basin, and that felt good too. She sat with her feet in the basin while Noria got supper. They wouldn't tell us anything about father, Parvana told her sister. What are we going to do? How are we going to find him? Noria started to say something, but Parvana didn't catch what it was. She began to feel heavy, her eyes started to close, and then the next thing she knew it was morning. Parvana could hear the morning meal being prepared. I should get up and help, she thought, but she couldn't bring herself to move. All night long she had drifted in and out of dreams about the soldiers. They were screaming at her and hitting her. In her dream, she shouted at them to release her father, but no sound came from her lips. She had even shouted, "I am a lolly, I am a lolly," but the soldiers paid no attention. The worst part of her dream was seeing Mother beaten. It was if Parvana watching it happen from far, far away, and couldn't get to help her. Parvana suddenly sat up and relaxed again when she saw her mother on the toshak on the other side of the room. It was all right, Mother was here. I will help you to the washroom, Noria offered. I don't need any help, Parvana said. However, when she tried to stand, the pain in her feet was very bad. It was easier to accept Noria's offer and learn on her across the room to the washroom. Everybody learns on everybody in this family, Parvana said. Is that right? Noria asked. And who do I learn on? That was such Noria-like comment that Parvana immediately felt a bit better. Noria being grumpy meant things were getting back to normal. She felt better still after she had washed her face and tidied her hair. There was cold rice and hot tea waiting when she had finished. Mother, would you like some breakfast? Nora gently shook their mother. Mother moaned a little and struggled Nora away, except for trips to the washroom. A couple of cups of tea, which Nora kept in thermos by the toshak. Mother spent the day laying down. She kept her face to the wall and didn't speak to anybody of them. The next day, Parvana was tired of sleeping. Her feet were still sore, but she played with Ali and Miriam, the little ones, especially Ali. She couldn't understand why Mother wasn't paying attention to them. Mother's sleeping, Parvana kept saying. When will she wake up? Miriam asked. Parvana didn't answer. Ali kept waddling over the door and pointing up at it. I think he's asking where father is, Noria said. Come on, Ali, let's find your ball. Parvana remembered the pieces of photograph and got them out. Her father's face was like Giga's puzzle. She spread the pieces out of mat in front of her. Miriam joined her and helped her put them in order. One piece was missing. All of father's face was there except for a part of chin. When we get some tape, we will tape it together, Parvana said. Miriam nodded. She gathered up the little pieces into a tidy pile and handed them to Parvana. Parvana tucked them away into a corner of cupboard. The third day barely creeping along, Parvana even considered doing some housework just to pass the time. But she was worried she might disturb her mother. At one point, all four children sat against the wall and watched their mother sleep. She has to get up soon, Noria said. She can't just lie there forever. Parvana was tired of sitting. She had lived in that room for a year and a half, but there had always been chores to do and trips to the market with father. Mother was still in the same place. They were taking care not to disturb her. All the same, Parvana thought if she had to spend much more time whispering and keeping the young one quiet, she would scream. It would help if she could read, but the only books they had were father's secret books. She didn't dare take them out of their hiding places. What if the Taliban burst in on them again? They had take the books and maybe punish the whole family for having them. Parvana noticed a change in Ali. Is he sick? She asked Noria. He misses mother. Ali sat in Noria's lap. He didn't crawl around any more when he was put on the floor. He spent most of the time curled in a ball with his thumb in his mouth. He didn't even cry very much anymore. It was nice to have a break from his noise. But Parvana didn't like to see him like this. The room began to smell too. We have to save the water, Nora said. So washing and cleaning didn't get done. Alice's dirty whippers and were piled in a heap in the washroom. The little window didn't open very far. No breeze could get into the room to blow the sink away. On the fourth day, the food ran out. We're out of food, Nora told Parvana. Don't tell me, tell mother. She's the grown up. She has to get us some. I don't want to bother her. Then I will tell her. Parvana went over to Mother Toshak and gently shook her. We are out of food. There was no response. Mother, there's no food left. Mother pulled away. Parvana started to shake her again. Leave her alone. Nora yanked her away. Can't you see she's depressed? We're all depressed, Parvana replied. We're also hungry. She wanted to shout, but didn't want to frighten the little ones. She could get through, and she and Nora glared at each other for hours. No one ate that day. We are out of food, Nora said again to Parvana the next day. I'm not going out there. You have to go. There's no one else who can go. My feet are still sore. Your feet will survive, but we won't if you don't get us food. Now move. Parvana looked at the mother still laying on the toshak. She looked at Ali, worn out from being hungry and needed his parents. She looked at Miriam, whose cheeks were already beginning to look hollow, and who hadn't been in the sunshine in such a long time. Finally, she looked at her big sister, Noria. Nora looked terrified. If Parvana didn't obey her, she would have to go for food herself. Now I have got her, Parvana thought. I can make her as miserable as she makes me. But she was surprised to find that his thought gave her no pleasure. Maybe she was too tired and too hungry. Instead of turning her back, she took the money from his sister's hand. What should I buy? She asked.